Good evening. It's Dr. Lenny Roberts, and I'm here with a dear friend, Dr. Paul Hopkins. Dr. Paul, thanks for joining me tonight.
Hey, it's a pleasure. Dr. Lenny, it's always a pleasure to sit with you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, Dr. Paul is a naturopath, and I've had some clients that have been seeing Dr. Paul for quite a while and raved about him. And I went and saw him, I guess it's been about 10 months ago, and did an analysis called the RM3A.
Yep.
And tell us a little bit, about, Dr. Paul, about what a naturopath does, maybe how you got
Sure.
into naturopathy,
Yep.
and what that RM3A device does and how it works, please.
Okay, sure. Naturopathy is natural, organic. We do everything without invasive of anything. We do everything natural, organic, holistic. Could be therapeutic, could be dealing with procedures or processes that do no harm to the body. That's our whole concept. So just like with allopathic that may go against the body, or homeopathic that's knows like, we're holistic, which means we go with the body. So that's natural path goes nature's path. So that means that we try to look and see where the person is, feed the body, and the body corrects itself 11 times faster than you get sick. So the whole concept of this is really a natural, more way of letting the body correct itself, and we say 11 times faster.
Love it. Love it. Very similar philosophical approach to what we do as chiropractors, and trying to let the
Absolutely.
body be at its best. Beautiful.
Yes, yes.
So tell us a little bit about the RM3A, please.
Yes, the RM3A. As I studied naturopathy, back I guess for almost 20 plus years now, and I ran across a technology, and we're always looking for ways of giving an assessment of where the patient is, and that's what the RM3A is. It's RM3A is not any specific name. It's just an acronym basically based on the model of the machine. So it tests what's called 8 risk factors of the body. So everything from the autonomic system, pseudomotor, which is your sweat glands that move the lymphatic system, insulin resistance. It also goes into areas of how, if there's heart palpitations, we say cardiometabolic rate, all the way down to nerve endings, neuropathy, and things that we can see. Even it sort of dives into your area where we can see the spine, a three-dimensional image of the spine, and if there's some contraction or issues going on, misalignments, but also if it's affecting the organs. So we use that as a baseline, and from that baseline we can tell, from our perspective, what the person needs to do in whatever, whether it's therapeutic, herbal, to balance those things out. So it's a great baseline for us. You put your feet on these, what's called galvanic skin response pad. We put an oxygen odometer on your finger and a blood pressure monitor. In about 15 minutes, it'll give us a whole scenario of what's really going on with the patient. So from that, we recommend these are the specific things to do, and we work out a game plan for that particular client.
So it's an individualized plan of attack to try and restore balance where there's imbalance. Is that correct?
Exactly. So we want to pinpoint what where the imbalance is, and from the imbalance we can feed the body and it corrects itself. We always say that, there's, people always say, well, I'm doing healthy things, I'm doing healthier things, but sometimes you really don't know if it's really working or not. And I have a lot of folks that come in and are, they're really on their game, health wise, they go to Whole Foods and spend whole check, but, but when they come out, they realize that, wow, I'm not as healthy as I thought I was. And there may be some small thing. So it's like the RM3A is like having 8 doctors all in one sitting, and I'm number 9. How about that? So we use that as our instrument, and then along with that, we may do also what's called a 10SG, which is a specific gravity urinalysis test. So that can tell us like liver, pancreas, kidneys, white blood cell, proteins, anything out of balance. We'll look at that and say, well, you got to stay off certain foods, toxic foods, things like that. So it gives us another sort of baseline. So together we call it the works.
Love it. Love it.
We call it the works. We got to give you the works.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. Tell me, Doc, what's the most common presentation or most common things that you deal with on a day-to-day basis with your patients?
I would say, of course, the top of everything that's here in America would be high blood pressure, diabetes, a lot of neuropathy, spinal misalignments. Let me tell you, people don't know how important your spine is to your health. And a lot of the chronic conditions that a lot of people have has a lot to do with their posture, the way they're sitting, the way they're sitting, their work, what they're doing in long term, in their life that they may be doing routinely that's causing them to tear it out. So that's where, you and I come in that area. And
I've heard that posture's important.
Yes. And you caught me plenty of times. You caught me plenty of times leaning. I'm like, oh. And, it just goes to show you that how, you're not paying attention, and then how we're all moving forward. The age of the cell phone, things like that, makes it so that we're already crunched over, and and then you tie into that, mishaps and things like car accidents and just routine work every day, and you got misalignments, and that affects your organs.
For sure. Now, Dr. Paul, you did a workup on me, and a product I've been using for the last few months is it's called Natural Green Balance. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. That's my pride and joy right there. With everything that we test one of the main things is malnutrition. You said some of the things that we see the most: malnutrition, dehydration are two of the main areas where people are lacking, because we live in a industrialization with our food. So a lot of times, most people are malnutrition. We're in food deserts. You can't get the real food. So we know that hydrogen is the greatest source of energy in the universe. So with that being the case, anything green. So we take the two sources with that green drink, and that's the best of the land and best of the ocean. Together, that creates the total multivitamin that gives us the energy that we need, which is into our center of our cells, which means it alkalizes the body, raises the pH. And remember, if you're in a state of pH balance, that the body corrects itself 11 times faster, but also bacteria, virus, fungus, sepsis, parasites, things like that can't live in that environment. So we try to create the environment which promotes good health for the cells.
And most of society is acidic pH because of all the processed foods and
absolutely. Industrialization of the food, the denaturing of the soils, environmental exposure, synthetics of the atmosphere we're living in. You know what they said? The number one place, the most toxic place in the world, you would never believe it. Where's the most toxic place in the entire world?
I hope you're not going to say Philadelphia.
No. No. A brand new home. How about that? A brand new home. That's because of the tile and the glues and the rugs and all the new stuff that people are having a lot of allergic reactions from all of the chemicals that are in a new house. So it just shows you that, with the fires and things that are happening, they combust that much quicker because everything's so synthetic. So that's why we have to start to get back to nature, go back to real food, because the body can't understand anything else than food. So feed the body and let it correct itself.
Love it.
Yeah.
And Doc, I recently started on, I'm doing this one first. This is your super colon cleanse.
Yes.
And then we got the eliminator. So this is my backup after.
Yeah, that's the 1-2 punch right there. Now that's the 1-2 punch. And we always believe in, with naturopathy, cleanse the body every change of season. So beginning of every summer, winter, spring, fall, we should be doing something, because what comes with malnutrition and dehydration is also constipation. Constipation is one of the biggest things. So colon rectal cancers and things like that. When the system does not move, it sits and putrefies in the intestines, and therefore we got a big problem. So fibroid cysts, tumors, prostate cancer, all of those, the progenitor for all of those has a lot to do with not moving the bowels. So we say if you eat, you must eliminate. So if you're eating 3 times a day, you should be eliminating 3 times a day. So that's what the colon cleanse does. So the colon cleanse starts it off. We call it the 40-day detox. And I took it basically from the biblical principle of the 40 days and the 40 days that it takes to cleanse the system. And once you do the 40 days, it's a combination of both the colon cleanse. After you finish that bottle, then you step on over to cleansing, then you sweep. And you sweep with what's called the eliminator. And the eliminator is the parasite cleanse. We understand that when the body when your body is cleansing itself, if you have parasites, which we all do, just to what level is what we really have, what the body's going to do is say, wait a minute, or the parasites are going to say, wait a minute, they're trying to get rid of us, and they try to spawn more eggs as before they're eliminated. So that's why we say we have to cleanse and sweep. So when you cleanse and sweep, you can make sure that you have a healthier digestive tract.
Awesome. So, Dr. Paul, I know you're a busy fella. I've listened to several of your Wednesday recordings. You call that the family tree, where you basically just get questions popped at you repetitively, and you just keep spitting out knowledge and sharing your information with your people. And I've really learned a ton. I mean, I know a decent amount about nutrition, but man, you take it to another level. But tell us a little bit about the other programs you do.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate, and I'm thankful also. And the family tree is a combination of before COVID-19. For years, since about 20 years now, I started a program called the Men's Gathering. And the Men's Gathering is all the men from all demographics of Philadelphia and surrounding, Jersey, Delaware, Maryland. And we had a group that's an evidence-based program that we ran for many years. And it was an award-winning program. We won a Share Award by that. And it came out of the research of Stanford University, also University of Penn, Einstein. And we had a lot of different models where we sort of tackled chronic disease. So from that, we, of course, with COVID, we couldn't do it anymore. So we combined it with another program I had at the same time called Natural Woman. So when the guys got a program, the women, of course, said, Gotcha. Come on, Doc, you better get us a program. So we got a program. And from that, we put that together, and we call it the family tree. So the family tree is where we all come together on Zoom every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m., and we just talk about everything. And the concept of coming together is that the family is our real Social Security. It's not a Social Security check. Really, your Social Security is your family, because that's where, we say it slow, Social Security. It's your Social Security is your family. So when you come together and you have a problem, bring it to the tree. And that's why we get together. So I have a radio show that comes on also on WURD 900 AM 96.1 FM, and that's here in Philadelphia. And that show comes on Saturday morning. It's called the Dr. Paul Holistic Health Show, 9 a.m. And then we talk about all the things we're talking about today, about a person's health. How do you start to do things herbal? I do a lot of herbs, and we talk about things that from a different perspective. We don't step on the allopathic industry. We just say, here's another alternative. And we work together because I came from that side. I started off originally out of the pharmaceutical industry. I worked at SmithKline Beckman for over a decade. I was actually recruited at the age of 14 to start working there. So from that, I have a respect for both sides. Mm-hmm. So that's the Dr. Paul Holistic Health Show on Saturday. Sunday is what's called the Green Hour. And the Green Hour is a show that talks about the environment and everything. We talk about how, the gases. We talk about the environment, the rainforest. We talk about all the things that are going on along with the herbs. And also both shows, people can call in, ask questions, and we just chop it up just like we're doing right now.
Yeah, you've definitely been great to learn from me, and those are some great resources I'm happy to share with our folks. So good stuff. Yes. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Doc, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I know we could go on for days. But
yeah, man, we can talk, man.
No doubt. Tell me about the challenge that you have going on.
Yes, we're doing a challenge. What a great time, Dr. Lenny, for a challenge. And I'm sure you see, just as I see with the patients and clients that come through, turn around this first start of the year, you got to get motivated. You're going into a new year. You want to get out of old trends and things. You want to start seeing things new. So I said, what? One of the problems that I run across a lot is people not knowing your numbers. And I believe that we don't have a goal, we don't have a mission, we don't have an accountability. So that's what I started. I said, let's start a challenge, and that's called the Dr. Paul Detox Challenge. And with that, we said let's focus on the things and make people accountable for it, but we're going to call it an educational, challenge where people can learn themselves. Because I believe when you start to track yourself, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. Sure. So some of the things that we're going to do, we pull up a chart and we're going to look at a few things where the primary things that are dealing with health that every person can actually do. And that's from the systolic, diastolic, of course, the blood pressure. But we're going to tie into something that people don't talk a lot about, which is the pulse pressure, which is the distance between the systolic and diastolic. You can see areas of acute, chronic, and failing health just by the distance between the systolic and the diastolic. So that's a precursor that we look for, and you can actually be a part of that. That's why we're gonna chart that along with the pulse and also the pH balance. I'm very strong as a proponent of the pH balance, because the pH balance, as I was saying before, is the potential for hydrogen. That's the ability for your body to resonate in a state of alkaline or too much acid. And we know when you're in a state of acid, you're tearing down. So we challenge those to take your pH every day, and along with that, weight. Because a lot of people don't want to see their weight. They want to lose weight first of the year. Sure. And the last one is going to be glucose for those that may be diabetic. So we believe in those numbers, and those numbers are something that you can track. And we believe in about 40 days, if they take the green drink, the colon cleanse, the parasite, we start to see change. So crawl, walk, run. That's what we're going to do.
Love it. That sounds awesome. And definitely that'd be great so people can sign in. Is that through your website or?
Yes.
For that to get signed up?
Yes, and this is free for anyone to join. There's no memberships or anything that they have to do. All you got to do is just go right to the website, which is Dr. Paul Herbs. That's DrPaul Herbs with a S.com, and you will go to the very front page and you'll see Detox Challenge. You sign up, subscribe, and guess what? We got a special. If you subscribe, you automatically enter into a contest. A subscribers contest. That means that you may win a free RM3A full The Works assessment. So we're going to randomly select that person at the end of the challenge. Yep. So
very cool. Yeah. So that's definitely something I'm excited to share with some folks, and I'm signing up myself, Doc. That's love what you do and how you go. And
you'll probably end up winning. You know that you'll probably end up winning. You know that. I'm gonna pick it out the hat, saying Dr. Lenny.
good karma. Good karma. Right?
Good karma.
No doubt. Give us your website one more time, Doc.
Okay, sure. It's Dr. Paul. That's DrPaul Herbs with a S.com. And from there, they can, log in. You can also order from you can order your kits there also. You can also go directly to shop.drpaulherbs.com. That's where you get the bundle 40-day detox kit. So it's shop.drpaulherbs with a S.com. And you can, pretty much grab your bundle right there.
Awesome. And if somebody would like to make an appointment to get an assessment if they don't win the package?
Sure. They can also call me directly on my line, which is our appointment line, which is 1-877-377-2854. And that's again 1-877-377-2854.
Awesome.
All right.
Dr. Paul, appreciate you. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Dr. Lenny. You're the best.
Awesome. Back at you, buddy. Appreciate you.